Back in olden times, there was a sport called catch as catch can, also known as catch wrestling. Used to be known as Lancashire wrestling. It was a simple sport with a simple set of rules: win by pin or submission. It was a no-holds-barred sport, meaning that all holds were legal, or as the young folks like to call them today, submissions. The best 2 out of 3 falls wins. A fall meant a pin or a submission, not simply the act of falling down. Although the man who was able to stay on his feet and put his opponent on his back had a serious advantage, not just in terms of pinning his opponent, but submitting him directly off the takedown, which consequently is our topic today. Everyone knows a takedown is a crucial skill for every serious fighter. But establishing the skill of taking your opponent down directly into a submission should be a no-brainer. After all, the lever that you use, the handle that you use to take your opponent down, can be that same handle you use to submit him, be it his arm, his leg, or his neck. Remember, friends, catch as catch can means catch whatever you can, break it off, take it home, and hang it over your mantle as a trophy. Unless, of course, the other fella says uncle first, in which case you can let him go. Hi, it's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China at the Extreme Fight Club to show you some extreme fighting techniques. I can't even say that seriously. We're going to show you some methods to take your opponent down and then go right into a submission. First technique, I really like this one. The Imanari roll puts you in position for leg locks such as a straight ankle lock, a heel hook. You can even roll over to a knee bar. If he tries to come to the rescue with this leg, you can break that one too. So again, I'm going to take him down with this Imanari roll. Tuck that foot and then go straight into a submission here. Straight ankle lock or a heel hook right there. This next technique is a mat return right into an armbar. So we get behind the other guy, elevate him up, straight into. You might recall Demetrius Johnson did this in the UFC at some point. Arm drag, elevate, sit. Let's do that one more time on the other side. So, again, take the back, I elevate, I make a shelf on my hips right here, I drop, and I walk back to create a negative space. Sit on his face, come back for the armbar. Flying leg scissors into a leg lock, or kanibasami if you're a judo nerd. I get an underhook, I plant this, I come up here, I drop, and there we are, same position we ended up in from the Imanari roll. Over here, I get the underhook, move to the side, drop this, roll over here, and now I'm in a position for a leg lock. This next one is a variation of the flying armbar. I like to call it the sitting armbar. So we enter a dirty boxing clinch. I grab a collar tie. He grabs a collar tie. I grab this part right here next to his elbow. I put my foot right on his hip. I sit. I rotate right into the armbar. Let's do that a few more times. Dirty boxing clinch. Foot on the hip. Sit. Rotate. Armbar. Let's do that on the other side. This next one looks like pulling guard, but I'm really pulling a triangle choke. We're going to start from an over-under clinch. One overhook, one underhook each. Okay? And I'm going to do a little magic trick here as I release the underhook and I grab his wrist. I don't know if you can see this. This is what I'm doing. I'm releasing this underhook and I'm grabbing the wrist. And then this hand is going to grab his head. So, all together, I'll reach over here. I grab that. Now I'm just going to sit down. Right into a triangle choke. Okay. Let's do that again. almost any hip throw can connect directly to an armbar. So any hip throw from judo, check this out. I get myself an underhook here. Okay, I rotate, do an ogoshi hip throw, kneel on him. Check out this arm. Right into the armbar. So I control his arm from the beginning of the technique to the end of the technique. So see this underhook, I move over here, get my head right there. This is the arm I'm gonna armbar. I can hold it on the wrist, or I can hold it right here. I'll hip throw him, come down, I will kneel, same arm I was controlling before, right into the armbar. One more time. And this will work with any hip throw. Right now I'm doing ogoshi. I could do, for example, soinage, right? Soinage right here, and move directly to the armbar. I could do an uchimata or a haragoshi and have that same effect. Maybe I take the uchimata, go for a haragoshi outside, and look, same armbar finish. So basically every hip throw, hold on to this arm right here, and you got yourself an arm lock. Ankle picks to straight ankle locks. So a couple videos ago, I showed you one of my favorite takedowns, the golf swing single leg finish. But what if I hold on to this right here? Now he's tapping out, but he doesn't have to. Here, pushed up on my hip. And now, oh, check this out. We got a half Boston crab right there. Okay, got a wrench on that because you're twisting the other way. Well, let's do that again. And we can do this with literally any ankle pick, right? So I hoist this up, right, to take the pressure off. He elevates, I step over, onto his back right here. I sit on him, and I drive this up. Half Boston crab. Well, we don't have to get fancy and do these WWE moves that actually work in real life. You can just go straight to a normal or an abnormal straight ankle lock. So again, let's ankle pick him, finish, and go to a more traditional straight ankle lock finish. So set up an ankle pick, many ways to finish. That right there, rotate. Almost every freestyle wrestling takedown where we attack the legs can lead directly into a leg lock. Check this out. Let's go for a double leg takedown. So I rotate him over this way. I put him on the floor, right? I could go straight down this way and start pounding on him, but I also have the legs where I can attack straight ankle locks, where I can go for knee bars, or depending on the position of his leg, heel hooks. So, elevate, down. Maybe he's trying to re-guard. I get this knee in between in this saddle position. And, oh man, he's grabbing me. We could try to wrist lock him maybe. Okay. Or just go straight. Oh, that's too high. Straight for the leg lock thing. Maybe I'll go for a double, and on the way, he pulls an arm. So, that's a variation of a straight ankle lock. So I think about starting my guard pass and the submission at the same time. It's sort of like a cross-side pass. So he's pulling guard on me. Okay, I bring up a knee. I bring this over the hip like a cross-side pass, but instead of reaching for the underhook, I reach around here, get this hand up on my chest. And now, I'll go belly down, drive my hips in. We have a nice straight ankle lock, belly down. Shoot, post guard, pop that knee up, hook this, start my pass, belly down, straight ankle lock. Here's another setup for a heel hook from the back. So I get behind my opponent, and I'm going to slide this leg through, bring this up into a sweep. And now I've got options for heel hooks
and straight ankle locks once again. Get behind him, right. My left against his left, my right against his right, either way. I slide through, rotate, lift this up, right into the leg lock. This time, I'm going to do something similar from the front. So, I'm out here fighting, I distract him up here, and I'm going to slide down, push him away, right into a leg lock there. Kick this leg through, around, rotate. If he starts to rotate this way, cool. Now, we'll set up into a calf slicer there. A lot of people feel they're safe rotating out of a heel hook like that, but it just sets up a calf slicer. So again, I get down here, grab this, let's slow this down. So basically I end up I pull butterfly guard, grab a heel, kick a leg in between, rotate sideways, get this up on his hip, and I elevate. I could actually finish the heel hook right here, but why not take it down? Just push a little bit, rotate, and now I've got the outside heel hook right there. Or if we want to be IBJJF legal for whatever reason, attack a straight ankle lock instead. Let's take this guy down and submit him with wrist locks. Here, grab my wrist. My other wrist, I'm just kidding. You can grab that wrist. Okay, so we can start stripping grips, and there are many ways to do this. I start rotating this way, but the real coup de grace comes from the footwork. As I pivot to bring him down, and I kneel into knee mount, and I just keep going until I get the tap. So I could just use brute strength to bring this down, but my legs have more momentum, so I'm gonna pivot here, and I'm gonna bow, kneel down.
In this older video on wrist locks, I demonstrate the importance of a pivot step in order to generate the momentum to bring your opponent down. In addition to the pivot step, bring the elbows close to the body, bring your opponent's hand as close to your body as you can, and bow down. When you move, when your opponent is connected to you, he will move as well in the same way.
Now, how do you actually get this in real life? Because if you just start reaching like, here, give me your wrist, what are you going to fight? You're going to, nope, ow. So you got to set this up from inside a clinch, right? So we're clinching, right? Generally, people start grabbing stuff in the clinch, right? From right here, I've got a nice setup off of an armbar arm drag. You ever seen this? So I'm grabbing right above the thumb here, and right on the elbow, pulling on the elbow, pushing here, making an arm bar. Okay? And this, I can use it to break his posture down and bring him in all kinds of fun directions. Okay? But we were talking about wrist locks. Let's say I initiate a clinch to get him to wrestle, and he starts grabbing and pushing and pulling and using his hands. And once the other guy starts using open hands, maybe he's pummeling in between like he wants. See that? Now I can grab this hand, now pull it to my body very tight. Okay, once it's tight to my body, now I can bow down to move it. Now I can pivot, and now I can get him to move. Okay, if you want to trap somebody's wrist, do it from inside the clinch, and do it when he starts reaching for stuff. Like maybe I'll put this hand out as some bait, like right there. Maybe you can grab this shell, grab that wrist, right? Because if he starts grabbing my wrist, this is good. This is good. If he grabs my wrists for whatever reason, maybe I grab a collar tie. A lot of people will grab this so you can't hit him. Maybe you start throwing some body shots and he'll grab that like, no, stay away. And I could break this lots of ways. Or I could use his grip against him. And again, I'm doing this very slowly. This Xiao has some injured wrists today. Let's do the rolling hammer lock. Okay. Xiao, shoot for a single leg takedown. He shoots for a single leg. I stuff his head to the outside. I grab this. I'm gonna make my catch wrestling fans happy today and call this a double wrist lock instead of a Kimura. And I'm gonna sit down with this butterfly hook, kick him over, all right, and I'm gonna roll on top. Oh man, he's got my leg in a half guard position. And I'm gonna break that arm. Oh, sorry, I said Kimura. I meant double wrist lock. So he shoots, his head's on the outside. I get the Kimura grip. You can't see it because it's on this side. And I'm gonna sit and kick over. And then rotate into the shoulder lock. And then he shoots, stuff the head, get the arm lock, drop, kick over, free your feet, shoulder lock. Let's do a rolling guillotine. So I break this guy's posture, I grab him in a front headlock, I sit, get my butterfly hook, and rotate over into a mounted guillotine. You can also use this as a counter to a very crappy double leg takedown. If the guy breaks his own posture, a lot of inexperienced fighters will. They'll stick their head down when they shoot for the hips. Go ahead and shoot like a, yeah. Don't ever shoot for a takedown like this. Right. Now I'm going to sit, butterfly hooks, kick over, roll, and now I've got my mounted guillotine. Now if we want to break the guy's posture ourselves, use your footwork. Right. Little pivot steps are great. Reciprocal pulling, right? Or we can just finish the guillotine right here. The ninja choke right there, variation, like folding the arms like a pretzel. Or break his posture down, get the front headlock, and then push a little bit to get him pushing back. Sit. This next one, the rolling knee bar, it's gonna look like you're giving the guy your back, but really you're just grabbing his leg. So I'm right here facing Shao, I'm moving over here, and I pull directly into the knee bar. Or maybe he does grab my back. Maybe he gets underneath me, I'm gonna reach over here, get this arm behind here, and I'm gonna push over roll, hold this up, get it behind my armpit if possible, and extend my hips to hyperextend that knee. Right here, we're grappling, I can step between, hold this, there we go. You can start giving the guy the back, there, and still knee bar him just like that. So I try to unbalance him with this. He stays up. It's not working. So what do? I try to lift that. I'm having no success with it, so on the way down I hook it, and I roll, and I go straight to that knee bar. We'll tuck it here. This is a more powerful frame. Here, stick a leg between his leg, catch that, roll. There are a lot of transitions from takedowns to submissions. I just showed you a few. These are techniques that I personally use and like a lot. I wouldn't show it to you unless I used it myself. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Now get out there and train.
Hello, my name is Xiao. My voice is totally not dubbed over, and I'm totally not being forced against my will to participate in human cockfighting here at the Extreme Fight Club. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Ha 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 ha.